What do you think about a brand new journey inside one of the most important science fiction movies made in 2010? I want you to focus with me really well because a huge dose of imagination, adventure, and fun is waiting for you. Because our movie today is Inception. We start our movie today with the main heroes, Cobb and Arthur. These guys work as dream thieves. They were trying to convince a businessman named Saito to train his subconscious to stay awake inside the dream so he can protect himself from dream thieves. We will find out later that Cobb and Arthur entered Saito's dream. In this dream, Cobb meets Mal. This is someone he loves, but it is clear that he doesn't trust her because he was shocked when he found her in the dream. After that, Cobb goes to the safe that has the important papers in the dream and steals them. But Cobb kills Arthur inside the dream, so he wakes up. At that time, the dream started to collapse because Saito started to wake up, and Cobb had to get out of his dream at any cost. But before escaping the dream, he tried to quickly memorize the information that was in the important papers. Cobb starts hitting Saito to make him tell the location of the information he hid when he found out they were in his dream. Saito falls to the ground, but he notices that the texture of his carpet is different, so he understands that he is in a dream inside a dream. At this time, there is a revolution outside Saito's house, which means his subconscious started to attack, so he wakes up quickly before the situation gets out of control. After a while, Saito manages to capture their third friend, so this third friend is forced to sell them out to Saito. But Saito doesn't punish them because he needs them for a job. He wanted them, instead of stealing information from someone's mind, to plant information in his mind. Saito started to bargain with Cobb and told him, "If you do this, I will drop the charges against you and let you return to your country instead of remaining a fugitive." We find out that the whole thing is that Saito's competitor is dying, and he wants Cobb to plant in his son's mind to sell the company and thus get rid of the competition. Cobb agrees, but he needs a third person instead of the one who betrayed them. So he travels to France to meet his mentor who got him into the whole dream-stealing business. He recommends one of his female students who is suitable for the mission, so Cobb starts making her understand and prepare through the dream as well. But this student starts to understand the subject deeply, to the point where she started bringing places from reality into the dream. But Cobb warned her that this way, people might stop distinguishing between dream and reality, just like what happened to him when he met Mal, and we find out that she is his wife. But she suddenly attacks this student inside the dream and kills her. So Arthur tells her, "You must have a tool to differentiate for you between dream and reality." After that, Cobb meets Eames, a dream forger, to help plant an idea. Eames points him to Yusuf, a chemist who creates compounds that bring dreams to the brain, making him perfect for this mission. Later, the student returns to continue. Arthur takes her into another dream to teach her a new trick, explaining that Cobb does not design the dreams himself, so the details are not kept inside his own mind, where they can be stolen. Soon after, she discovers that Mal is dead, and everything Cobb sees is just a projection of her. Eames and Cobb go to Yusuf and explain the plan. The situation is complicated, because it will be a dream within a dream within a dream, meaning a 3-level dream. And they need a very powerful sedative, so the target does not wake up. Eames watches the competitor and his son, Fisher, along with their right-hand man, Browning. Knowing their relationship is very tense, he figures out the family's psychological dynamic and decides to enter Fisher's dream disguised as Browning. The team gathers for the final plan to plant the idea. Cobb decides the dream must be positive because positive dreams have a deeper impact. The plan is to make the father ask his son to build his own business, instead of following his footsteps. Yusuf tells them his new powerful sedative will make the first dream level last for a whole week, and the mission will take place on a plane from Sydney to Los Angeles, now that the father has passed away. Before boarding, they remind Saito that Cobb will be arrested if he enters America. Saito tells him, "Just finish the mission, and a single phone call from me will end everything." As soon as they board, they drug Fisher and the first dream begins. They kidnap Fisher, but a massive train suddenly appears and crashes into their car. The student tells Cobb she did not design it. On top of that, Fisher's subconscious defense attacks them, because he was trained against dream thieves, creating a huge problem they were not prepared for. Saito gets shot, so Eames tries to kill him to wake him up. But Cobb stops him, warning that dying under this heavy sedative sends him straight to limbo, the unconstructed void of the dream world, where he might get lost forever. They interrogate Fisher for the safe combination, but he does not know it. Eames disguises himself as Browning, pretending to be a hostage alongside Fisher. He tells Fisher his father left a will to dismantle the Empire to allow him to build his own career, successfully planting the first seed. Later, the student tells Cobb that the train came from his own subconscious, meaning Mal is here and poses a danger to the mission. Cobb explains how his wife died. They once explored the absolute depths of the mind until they reached limbo, trapping them for a long time. They built a world of their own inside it. But Mal loved that world so much that when they returned, she could no longer separate reality from the dream. She wants to return to limbo, which she considers the real world. So she tries to commit suicide and frames Cobb for her murder. He refuses because he knows they would die for real, so she leaves letters proving he killed her, leaving him with no choice but to come with her. And she actually commits suicide. After that, we return to the kidnapped Fisher, who is confronted by the gang telling him to say the first numbers that come to his mind, and then they drug him. Cobb decides to kill Charles, and although Arthur objected, there was no other choice. Boom! We enter the second dream, where Fisher is sitting with a beautiful girl who is actually Eames in disguise. Cobb enters pretending to know Fisher from work. Then the girl excuses herself and leaves him the numbers he made up as her phone number to plant them in his mind. Cobb relies on making Fisher believe he is in a dream and that his own subconscious will protect him. Indeed, he convinces Fisher that he is in a dream, and they take him to escape his true subconscious. Meanwhile, Arthur and Ariadne are preparing their kick plans, while Cobb convinces Fisher that the first dream was reality and that Browning arranged the kidnapping to destroy his father's will. Cobb tells him they need to enter Browning's mind to see what he's thinking, but instead he takes Fisher into his own mind, starting the third dream. They find themselves in the snowy fortress, and the plan is for the team to hold off the subconscious while the rest complete the mission. By this time, the kick that would wake them all up was only an hour away, so Cobb and Ariadne head to a shortcut. But Yusuf's subconscious chase in the first dream affects everyone. Meanwhile, Fisher and the team reach the vault, but Mal suddenly appears and shoots Fisher. Because Fisher was dying, their plan is in trouble. But Ariadne proposes a crazy idea to create a fourth dream where Fisher can stay alive longer, while another team initiates a second kick to wake them up. The fourth dream begins in limbo, where Cobb and Ariadne search for Mal because she knows Fisher's location. Mal tries to convince him to stay in this illusionary world forever, but Cobb confesses that the very first idea he planted was for her, to make her realize the dream world was an illusion, which accidentally caused her real-world suicide. Mal bargains with Cobb, offering him Fisher in exchange for staying with her, and he agrees just to buy time. Meanwhile, Fisher returns to the third dream, sees his dying father, and takes the will with the numbers he memorized, making the plan a success. Afterwards, Cobb finds Saito, who was very old, and they both wake up on the plane. The mission is successful. He passes through security without being arrested and holds his children in his arms. The movie ends with him spinning the totem to differentiate between dream and reality without showing whether it stops or not. The movie ends with him spinning the totem to differentiate between dream and reality without showing whether it stops or not. Did the totem actually fall, or is he still trapped in a dream? Drop your theories below. But between you and me, as long as he's with his kids, it doesn't matter. And that's how the movie ends. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to get all the updates. And tell me in the comments the name of the movie you want us to recap next time.